Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
It's good to be back.
Today, we're going to be cracking open an article with a very long title.
It sounds pretty dense.
La ilusão do sucesso corporativo e a importância da reputação autêntica.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So for those of us who don't speak Portuguese,
Right.
that means the illusion of corporate success and the importance of authentic reputation.
Interesting.
And this was written by Marynês Pereira, who is an expert in a lot of things.
Oh, wow.
Neuroscience, quantum physics, and positive psychology.
A triple threat.
Yeah, so
This is going to be good.
this is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
So what I really liked about this is how Pereira uses these different fields to really explain why some people shine so brightly in the corporate world and then others just kind of get left behind.
Yeah, it's not all about hard work and talent either.
Right.
Those are definitely important.
Well, and what is it about?
Well, spill the tea.
Pereira dives deep into this idea of an illusion of success.
You know how sometimes it seems like everyone loves you when you're at the top?
Mm-hmm.
Pereira warns that it might not be you they love, but the power you hold.
Oh.
She says professionals in high positions are often surrounded by admirers
Right.
who are really just attracted to their status.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's got to be a tough pill to swallow, you know?
Yeah,
Realizing that some folks are just playing a game.
right.
Is she saying that all corporate relationships are fake?
Not necessarily,
Okay.
but she's definitely highlighting the importance of being aware of this dynamic.
Okay.
Think about it from a neuroscience perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Our brains are wired to seek rewards and status.
Okay.
So it's natural for people to gravitate towards those who can offer those things.
Right. But true connection, genuine respect that's built on something much deeper.
Absolutely.
So how do you tell the difference between someone who's genuinely in your corner
Yeah,
and someone who's just there for the perks?
that's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's something we'll get into more later. But for now, let's stick with this idea of the illusion of success.
Okay.
What happens when someone loses that position of power?
Oh,
Does their network really disappear?
man, I can see where this is going.
Yeah.
It's like in high school when the popular kids lose their status.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly they're not so cool anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pereira argues that something similar can happen in the corporate world.
Okay.
When someone is passed over for a promotion or leaves a high-powered position,
Mm-hmm.
those admirers often vanish.
Wow.
The illusion fades, and the person is left wondering who their real allies are.
That's got to be brutal, especially if you've poured your heart and soul into your work and believed that you were building genuine relationships along the way.
Absolutely.
Right.
And Pereira acknowledges how painful it can be to feel overlooked or rejected.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
She suggests that sometimes not getting ahead isn't due to a lack of talent or effort, but rather a refusal to play the dirty games
Yeah.
that can be part of some company cultures.
Wait, what kind of dirty games?
Think backstabbing,
Oh.
taking credit for others' work, or even sabotaging colleagues to get ahead.
Wow.
Pereira argues that true success isn't about compromising your values to climb the corporate ladder.
So it's better to be passed over for a promotion than to step on others to get there.
Pereira seems to think so.
Wow.
She sees choosing integrity, even if it comes at a professional cost, as a victory in itself.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that true success is about more than just titles and money.
Mm-hmm.
It's about staying true to yourself and your principles.
That's a powerful message.
Yeah.
But it also makes me wonder, how do you build a reputation that's actually real?
Right.
One that's not based on a fancy title or a temporary position of power.
That's where Pereira's concept of authentic reputation comes in.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to dive into next.
All right, let's do it. So authentic reputation.
Yeah.
What is that all about? It sounds like something you'd find on like a motivational poster,
Yeah,
but I have a feeling it's a little more nuanced than that.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Pereira isn't talking about some superficial self-help trick.
Right.
She's talking about something much deeper.
Okay.
It's not about how many LinkedIn connections you have
Mm-hmm.
or how good you are at working a room.
Yeah.
It's about the quality of your relationships
Okay.
and the substance of your character.
So it's less about networking and more about genuinely connecting with people.
Exactly.
Okay.
Pereira says true reputation is built on things like consistent actions, strong moral values,
Okay.
and sincere respect for the people you work with.
You know, it's funny. We spend so much time these days trying to craft the perfect online persona.
Yeah.
But Pereira is reminding us that real life reputation is built on actual, actions.
Like that saying,
Yeah.
you can fool some of the people all of the time.
Right.
And all of the people some of the time. But you can't fool all of the people all of the time.
Right.
Eventually, your true colors will show.
So how do we actually build this kind of authentic reputation?
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like in practice?
Pereira gives some great examples in the article.
Okay.
She talks about things like helping your colleagues,
Uh-huh.
even in small ways,
Right.
offering guidance and support,
Okay.
treating everyone with respect regardless of their position in the company.
It's about those everyday interactions, the small acts of kindness that really add up over time.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's about being the person people can rely on,
Yeah.
the one who's willing to lend a hand, offer advice, or just be a good listener.
Right.
And guess what? Pereira says these small actions actually tap into our brain's reward system.
Oh.
When we help others,
Yeah.
our brains release feel-good chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin.
Interesting.
So being a good person literally makes you feel good.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So building an authentic reputation isn't just good for your career. It's actually good for your brain chemistry, too.
Exactly.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
But Pereira also talks about maintaining your individual identity within the corporate world.
Yeah.
What does she mean by that?
It's about not letting your job title or company define you.
Okay.
It's about cultivating your own skills, pursuing your passions, and staying true to your values, even within a corporate setting.
Right.
Remember, you're not just John from accounting or Susan from marketing. You're a whole person with a life and interests outside of work.
That's so important.
It is.
It's easy to get caught up in the corporate world and lose sight of who you are outside of that.
Pereira uses a really interesting analogy to illustrate this point.
Okay.
She compares it to actors in the entertainment industry.
Okay.
Actors who become too closely associated with a particular role or genre can find it difficult to break out and land other types of roles.
So it's like being typecast.
Exactly.
You become so identified with one thing that it limits your options and potential.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Pereira argues that the same thing could happen in the corporate world.
Okay.
If you let your job define you completely, it can be harder to transition to other opportunities.
Right.
Or even just explore different aspects of yourself.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like putting all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
If that basket breaks, you're in trouble.
Right. It's about diversifying your portfolio, not just in terms of skills and experience, but also in terms of your identity and how you define yourself.
So how do you avoid becoming typecast in the corporate world?
It's about continuously learning and growing,
Okay.
expanding your skill set, and pursuing interests outside of work.
Got it.
And remember, a career is a marathon, not a sprint.
Speaking of marathons, Pereira acknowledges that there will be challenges, setbacks, and even moments of doubt along the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But she encourages us to keep going,
Okay.
to stay focused on our goals, and to seek support from those who genuinely care.
And to remember that true success isn't just about reaching the top. Yeah.
Both the journey, the lessons learned, and the impact we make along the way.
Absolutely.
But you know what really struck me about this article?
What's that?
Pereira ends with a thought-provoking question that I think every listener needs to hear.
It's a good one.
It is.
She asks how we should respond when someone who previously dismissed or overlooked us
Okay.
suddenly seeks our help or connection now that we've achieved some success.
Ooh, that's a juicy one.
Yeah.
So let's say someone who wouldn't give you the time of day back when you were in a less powerful position
Right.
is suddenly blowing up your phone now that you're the CEO. How do you handle that? It's almost like a test of your own authenticity, isn't it? Can you extend the same kindness and respect
Right.
to those who haven't always shown you the same?
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Pereira's point is that building an authentic reputation isn't about strategically being nice to the right people.
Right.
It's about treating everyone with respect consistently.
Regardless of what you think you might gain from it.
So even if someone was a total jerk to you back when you were just starting out,
Right.
you should still be open to connecting with them if they reach out now.
Yeah.
I'll admit, that's a tough one for me.
It's definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
But Pereira is urging us to think about the bigger picture.
Okay.
How we respond in those situations says a lot about who we are at our core.
Right.
Are we driven by ego and the need to prove ourselves?
Yeah.
Or are we secure enough to let go of past slights and act with grace?
You know, this reminds me of something you said earlier about quantum physics. Isn't there this idea in quantum physics that everything is interconnected?
Yeah.
That our actions, even small ones, can have ripple effects throughout the universe.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Pereira is bringing in quantum physics to show that building an authentic reputation is about more than just individual gain.
Right.
It's about contributing to a positive, interconnected web of relationships. When you act with integrity and kindness, you're not just helping yourself.
Right.
You're sending positive energy out into the world.
Wow, I love that perspective.
Yeah.
It makes this whole idea of authentic reputation feel so much bigger than just climbing the corporate ladder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Pereira believes that this approach to life and work ultimately leads to a more fulfilling and successful journey.
Okay.
Both personally and professionally.
So what's the key takeaway you hope our listener is walking away with from this deep dive?
I think the biggest thing is if you want to build a truly successful and fulfilling career, focus on building authentic relationships.
Okay.
Be kind, be helpful, and be yourself.
Right.
Don't get caught up in the illusion of success or play dirty games to get ahead.
Yeah.
Remember, your reputation is built on your actions, not your title.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
Huge thanks to Marynês Pereira for sharing her incredible insights.
Yeah, she's great.
And to you, our listener, for joining us on this journey.
Yes, thank you.
Remember, true success is measured by the impact you make and the connections you forge along the way.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep diving deep.